Season 5 of the JBL Cup Series was quite possibly the best season yet. So much action in every single race, and a championship that came down to the final race. Josh Williamson was able to hang on, get his first JBL Cup Series title over Joe Rutkowski. This season, we have more races, possibly a more competitive field, a stacked rookie class, and oh yeah, a brand new format and a brand new racetrack to kick off the season with the Powerade Clash. It is the Langley Speedway in Hampton, Virginia, and we are in for a great night of short track racing here in February. It is heat race number 1 for the 2025 Powerade Clash. What's up, everyone? It's the boy that's Racing 97, aka Nathan Stapleton here, and welcome back to season number 6 of the JBL Cup Series. It is crazy that we are up to this point, and boy, we are in store for a fun night of action here tonight. Brand new format, brand new track, but it's still the same exhibition race with the Powerade Clash. We got Caleb Rose up here in the booth, owner of Spy Motorsports and defending owners champion and the defending drivers champion. And later here in a bit we will have Alex, the owner of Front Row Motorsports. Brand new racetrack, just 0.4 of a mile. What's the thing we will see here tonight to kick off the season?
Well, it is a brand new season. It's going to be fresh ground for all these guys, and honestly, can't really know what we can expect, but tell you definitely one thing, this is going to be a very fun race. I've never seen a race at this track before, honestly, but I've heard that it can cook pretty good, so we'll just have to wait and see how it all goes down. But yeah, really looking forward to this race, and really looking forward to see how this event will go, and honestly, how the season will go as a whole. Really looking forward to it. We'll have to see if maybe you can top last season. We'll just have to wait and see, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I can definitely tell you that.
Oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. If it's anything like last season, we could be in a show here this season. Like I said, I think it's going to be a lot more competitive. This is the one time I'm going to say this, but for the preseason form and the Powerade Clash form that went out, every full-time driver and every full-time team did their form. So just that alone, I think we could be in a much more competitive season, and we have to wait and see if Spot and Lexi Motor Club can continue the fast speed from last season. Here is the format of tonight's Powerade Clash, and the key number that you have to worry about in the heats and the LCQ is 4. The top 4 will advance on to the next race from the heats and the LCQ. The heat races, we have 4 of them here tonight. All of them will have 9 drivers each, and the top 4 will advance straight to the feature. First, we'll start first. The heat race winners will start first. Second place will start second, 5th through 8th. And then third will finish 9th through 12th. And then fourth will start 13th through 16th. And then 20 drivers, 5th through 9th in each heat race, will start in their respective finishing order from the heats in the LCQ. And that's where 4 drivers as well, the top 4 will make it on to the feature the easy way. But we do have 2 provisionals here tonight, and those will be used for drivers that are in the LCQ that did not make it in the easy way, and they will make it in based off of points from last season. So that's going to be very interesting on how things go when we get to that point. But here are the 9 drivers here in heat race number 1. We got quite possibly who should have been the champion last season, but fumbled the bag at the season finale. We got Joe Rutkowski, Lexi Motor Club, same team, same driver, but different manufacturer with a Toyota. And then we got Alex Vitale, who was one of the drivers that was really fast in the chase last season, starting second. Then we got the 100th race winner and the 6th season veteran now of John Anderson returning to Front Row Motorsports. Juan Garcia makes the move from Team Penske to a new rebrand of Hidden Motorsports with Reggie Fogman as the team owner. I think they will have a much better season here in 2025. And then we got the number 9 of Jordan Edwards with his best opportunity yet in the JBL Cup Series. In the middle, a 5-season veteran of the JBL Cup Series season, a new ride in the number 21 for Wilbros and Ryan Duwani. We got one of Lord Dweller's Caleb and Dylan Matthews in the number 7. Then how about this Allison in a row from the draft night? He is back after a 5-season hiatus. Back in C1 was when he last ran, and then he's in the 41. And then the number 14, Brian Farga, is one of the rookies here in this season, and the only rookie here in Heat Race number 1. And with that being said, 25 laps, a lot of unknowns as we've never ran this track before. But who are you liking to get Heat Race number 1 here tonight at Langley Speedway?
And a lot of shade thrown there in Joe Rutkowski there in the introduction, but I think I'm going to go for him to get the win here in Heat number 1. Like you said, probably could have, should have, would have won the championship last year. Things just didn't really go his way in the finale, but has a good starting position, and I think he could potentially get into the race the easy way here in Heat number 1.
Here we go. Joe Rutkowski and Alex Sanvitali will lead us to the green. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Season 6 of the JBL Cup Series. Heat Race number 1 is going at Langley Speedway. A great start from the top 2, the 43 and the 34, sideways out Sanvitali. Oh, but spun out off of turn number 4, and this is a short track, and we're going to see that all night long potentially. And now these guys are starting to race really hard for 3rd and 4th, top 4 advance all night long.
Ooh, that was a wreck that didn't happen right there. What a save by the 12 of Alex Sanvitali. And it even kind of got back down to the bottom of the racetrack, which looks like where you want to be here early on. But unfortunately, he's going to get shuffled back up to the top, and it looks like lightning might strike twice, but they're going to keep it together once again. 3 wide definitely looks like trouble here. But luckily, it looks like they're going to sort that out as Matthews gets a little bit of a hook there from the 21 of Andrew Miller, but she's going to keep it together. A lot of saves going on here in Heat number 1 so far.
This track is a unique track. It's like the short track, but it's also almost like, say, a auto clip or Homestead. The outside lane can work sometimes in 1 and 2, but we also see slide jobs happen on a dirt track, from a dirt track on a asphalt track in 3 and 4. 3 wide for the final transfer spot. Andrew Miller is going to take that spot for now. And only on lap 6 of 25, Juan Garcia goes into the side of Matthews. And I didn't know what we would expect here tonight as testing showed some highs and lows, but what a crazy start. Rutkowski pulling away to a great lead early on. Jordan Edwards in second out, and Miller trying to give himself some breathing room here. Want to take third away from John Anders.
Side by side there, coming off of turn number 2. You got the 34 trying to fight on the outside, but inside lane's just too good around here, and Andrew Miller going to pull ahead of the 34 and is going to put, let's see, John Andrews on the chopping block right now, but he's going to slip a little bit wide there through turns 1 and 2. That could open the door there for the 48 of Juan Garcia. He shoots down to the inside. You got a little bit of a gap there back to the 7 of Dylan Matthews. Have to see if she can maybe close up here and potentially get back into this battle. But they're going to stay side by side. It looks like, though, Juan Garcia might have the advantage, and he's going to clear going into 3 and 4 and take that last transfer spot away. But meanwhile, Joe Rutkowski, he's just chilling up there. He hasn't really had any competition. He's just smooth sailing right now.
Joe Rutkowski's doing what he did last season in the JBL Cup Series. Just pulled away, fly away, and he looks like he might start on pole for the feature here tonight. Now Juan Garcia trying to get to the inside of Andrew Miller, and the interesting thing about this place, 1 and 2 is kind of all over the place. The outside lane can work, but here in 3 and 4, for some oddball reason, it's mostly the bottom 2 lanes, and that's where we see some of the slide jobs. But you can go 3 different lanes here in 1 and 2. Miller showing us that 3rd lane. Garcia trying to run the bottom, and this is just a extra spot of reinsurance for Juan Garcia, as he's going to take it the all-time chance win leader, and now Annual Miller is on the outside looking in. Well, not on the outside, but on the bubble. Coming to 11 laps to go, and now we got two Fords that might battle for that final transfer spot of Miller and Andrews.
Who's looking to try and close in. Andrew Miller kind of running a bit of a lane up there, trying to make that outside lane work, and seems to be kind of working for him right now, but Andrews is kind of just ripping that bottom lane, and that seems to be working well for him as well. You got Dylan Matthews there in the 7th, looking to try and close in to these guys. As now John Andrews is maybe trying to look up the racetrack just a little bit, but trying to run down the 21 of Andrew Miller, but time's starting to run out here from heat number 1. If he's going to make something happen, he needs to try and make it happen fast.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, it's a short track. It's about 15 seconds a lap, and with this being a 4/10 of a mile short track, it's not going to take that long to get these laps won out. Miller trying to whip that second lane, and looks like this is getting a little bit harder to pass. There's some tire wear, not a lot, but with how the different lanes are, it might get a little bit difficult to pass later on in the 1. Matthews trying the 4th lane in 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is a very interesting set of corners. You can almost run anywhere, but not all of them work. Side by side, the last place battle, as unfortunately out San Vitale, he started 2nd, dropped back on the outside lane, and looks like he might have to rely on a provisional if he doesn't get a good one in the LCQ, and he's barely going to take that 8th place spot away from one of the rookies of Varga, and right now it's looking pretty good for Joe Lukowski, Jordan Edwards, Juan Garcia, and Anna Miller with 4 laps to go in heat race number 1.
Andrew Miller's kind of got himself a solid gap now back to the 34 of John Andrews, but he's giving it everything he's got to try and close that gap back in. But even if he does start running relatively quicker laps, the question is, does he have enough time at this point? Because they just took 3 coming to 2 laps to go. And here at this short of a track, that's a lot of ground to make up in such a short amount of time. But yeah, Joe Rutkowski still looking good up front. Oh, he might have some competition coming from the 90s, closing in a little bit, but he goes wide there in 1 and 2. Might give Rutkowski a little bit of an advantage there. We'll just have to wait and see here coming on the white flag.
Joe Rutkowski dominated season number 5, and it's not going to be as easy as he thought with both the Hendrick cars moving their way up to the front here late, but it will be Joe Rutkowski from the pole, winning heat race number 1 in dramatic fashion. What a first heat race here tonight, and Rutkowski will lead the field to the green on the pole in the feature. Jordan Edwards will join him, Juan Garcia in 3rd, and then Andrew Miller will hang on to the 4th and final transfer spot. And unfortunately, John Andrews, Dylan Matthews, Alexander Rowe, Alex San Vitale, and Brian Varga will have to race their way in from the feature. Oh, what a crazy first heat right there. Rutkowski, Edwards, Garcia, and Miller move on. And then Andrews, Matthews, Rowe, San Vitale, and Varga will go to the LCQ. What a crazy first heat there, Caleb.
And definitely a lot of close quarters action there, and a lot of close calls, especially there in the first couple laps. But, man, even in the closing laps as well, Joe Rutkowski wasn't 100% in the clear there as the Hendrick cars really started turning on the jets there late in the going, but he was able to hang on and might put himself, I think that will put him on the pole for the main event if I remember correctly. So good stuff there for Joe Rutkowski, and good stuff for all those guys making it in. Jordan Edwards, Juan Garcia, Andrew Miller, and yeah, tough break for all those guys that missed out. Have to see how they can do in the LCQ, but well, very fun first heat, and really excited to see how the rest of these go. And yeah, just hyping up for the LCQ and the eventual feature race.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. First race is done. Still got 6 more here tonight. And let's go and get things started with heat race number 2 here for the Powerade Clash. Well, after that crazy start to heat race number 1, what will the other 3 heat races have in store? We just have to wait and see. Heat race number 2 here tonight, and we got Alex up here on the booth now.
I'm here. I made it.
A little bit late,
A little,
maybe some traffic.
a little bit late. I was here just
Blame
in
on the
time to
traffic.
see John Andrews miss, which at least he starts on pole for the LCQ, so I got good faith in him. But hey, I'm excited about my driver, Logan Williams here, who was top 3 in the points at the end of last season, and I have good faith in him that he's going to be a championship contender. And hey, he starts on the pole for this heat, so let's go, Logan.
Yeah, Logan definitely a really good driver. One of the major silly season moves. He left, I want to say, RFK in the number 17 and went over
He
to
did.
Front Row Motorsports in the 38. So have to see what he can do. I'm gonna ask you, Alice, before we get through to the lineup here in Heat 2. You kind of saw the end of Heat Race number 1. What do you think we might see for the rest of the night from your vantage point?
Well, I didn't actually see any of the racing. I came in like right when it ended, and I saw the results. But I heard that it was a really good heat, and we had the Smooth Fest last Friday night, and I did hear Caleb say this is kind of like a flat new Smyrna Speedway. So if that's the case, we're going to see all sorts of drivers up front in this one. So I'm not too confident then in my driver Logan Williams to be able to hold on to it. If that's going to be the case, though, I am confident in his ability throughout the entire season. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes down, but it should be a lot of fun here at Langley Speedway.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, and we'll see if Logan Williams can go for 2 for 2. Joe Wachowski started on pole in Heat Race number 1, and he got out to a early lead and took the race basically under control. But here we go. We got Logan Williams here on the pole in just his 3rd season, and in 2 seasons he has 7 total Cup Series wins. Just absolutely insane. And then we got Eli Bright in the number 42, and he had a very consistent season last year, but probably should have gotten more wins than 1, but not quite. Bradley returns to the number 22 for Team Penske, and then the number 45 of Travis Crampton returns to 2311 Racing. The Powerade Truck Series champion of Jordan Stout makes the move over from the 21 to the 23 with 2311 Racing. We got Owen Miles on the number 31 for Collar Racing and Bryce Egan, and I think that team could be very solid. And Reggie said in the live stream on the draft that apparently Collar and Henry are going to have an alliance this season, so we'll see what Collar can do this season. And then we got another one of Caleb's drivers, Zachary Fitzwater, big time move. Lamb was at Rickville Racing last season, struggled, now with Spy Motorsports. And one of the stronger rookies in the field, we got Stuart Gran in the number 47. This car won the championship 2 years ago when it was the Eco Series. And Stewart has ran in the Krispy Kreme National Series way back in the day. So not a true rookie, but a rookie to the Cup Series. And then we got Bruno Diacono in the number 10 for Stewart Haas Racing. Well, Caleb and then Alice, who do you think will win Heat Race number 2 here tonight?
Well, last heat we saw Joe Rutkowski nab the pole, and he pretty much pulled away and dominated the race, so who's to say lightning might strike twice here? Give me the number 38 of Logan Williams to get it done here in heat number 2.
Well, I wanted to pick Logan, but I can't jinx my own driver. That's not a good thing.
Yeah.
If you watch that 2.4 hours at Daytona, you know how bad that was for me. So I'm going to go with Bradley Ream, and I do generally think he's going to have a good shot there in the 22. We'll see how the inside lane works out at the start of the race.
Here we go. Heat Race number 2. And if it's anything like the first one, we are in for a treat. Logan Williams and Eli Bright release the green on the front row. 2 championship contending drives this season potentially. Release the green for Heat Race number 2. Oh, Bradley Ream almost fit inside Logan Williams, but he's going to dive in the corner. And he's going to go to the race lead. Bradley Ream's going to send it and throwing forward. Door slam a little bit with Eli Bright. And that would be Logan Williams winning that lap number 1. Bradley Ream in second. And now here comes the 2311 drivers and the Powerade Truck Series champion of Jordan Stout.
Yeah, definitely a good start there for my driver, Logan Williams. Bradley had a good jump there on that inside lane as well. A nice orderly start right here, but that transfer spot's what's going to be very interesting in each of these heats. I'm sure it was interesting in heat number 1, and you got the 71 of Zachary Fitzwater trying to move his way up on the inside of Eli Bright. Inside lane's where you want to be as these guys bumping off each other back in there.
Boy, Fitzwater's making his way through the field. He might potentially try and get by Eli Bright there, looking to try and make it into a transfer spot. He's going to try and stay to the inside. Eli Bright's rolling that outside lane pretty well at the moment. But Fitzwater, he's hanging tough there on that inside lane. Still trying to stay at the quarter panel of the 42, and we got an all-out battle further back between all those guys.
Oh yeah, fantastic. So a lot more calmer than race number 1, but still a good battle here for the transfer spot. It's basically 4th on back, with Diakama making some moves in the number 10. Fitzwater's gonna maybe make a little bit of contact with Eli Bright, and at the moment, Eli Bright is barely hanging on to that transfer spot. And the interesting thing about Langley Speedway, early on in the races, sometimes they like to run in 3rd gear on the bottom and then 4th gear on the outside, and then later on the guys on the bottom end up going down or going up into 4th gear. So that's why it's so competitive early on, and Fitzwater is going to take that 4th and final transfer spot for the time being. And here comes Stuart Grant in the number 47 to the inside of the number 10, and fortunately Klaus Brampton is dead last in that number 45.
Yeah, that outside lane had no grip to start the race, and all those drivers who started inside lane are up front in this one, and that might be a constant theme here tonight. Of course, these heats are 25 laps, a little bit longer than what we saw in the Smooth Fest last week, so there's more time for these guys to actually work their way into that transfer spot, assuming they don't take themselves out there. That was almost a wreck right there. 31 of Owen Miles getting into the 47 machine. And, that was close right there. And Stuart Graham's a guy who I'd love to see go to victory lane at some point this season. I think these guys are definitely going to have a good season. Chase Harris is the owner of this team, and I'd watch out for Stuart Graham being a possible championship contender. He knows what he's doing as an owner. We definitely know that over on the JBL Cup Series side. And he's trying to find his way to Fitzwater here for that last transfer spot.
It's going to be exciting to see what Stuart can do here as a driver. Doing well so far here in this heat. He's going to get by the 42 of Eli Bright, and we'll have to see if he can potentially run down the 71 of Zachary Fitzwater for that final transfer spot. But up front, Logan Williams pretty much just in his own zip code, and he might have an even bigger gap than Joe Rutkowski had in his respective heat. He's pretty much gapped Bradley Ream and the 23 of Jordan Stout. They're kind of chilling out as well, just kind of running their race right now. But Fitzwater, he might have to start picking up the pace a little bit, because here comes the 47 of Stuart Grattan trying to run him down.
Still got 10 laps to go here at the line. Grattan's slowly crawling in on the number 71 of Zachary Fitzwater, and he gained a lot in doing turns 1 and 2 that time.
Boy.
Fitzwater might be in trouble. Grattan, 2 drives, a new the wise this season, still completely new to the Cup Series 50, and a new ride from last season. And these 2 icons in the NR community might go toe for toe for this final transfer spot.
Stewart looks to have a much better car here late in the going, and it was interesting what you said there. These guys go 3rd gear early on that inside lane, and then they shoot it up the 4th gear later on in the race. So it seems to be a kind of racetrack where it takes a while for the cars to wind up. That'll make the feature very interesting. And if we have a long green flag run in the feature, we'll see comers and goers, and now on we'll really see who's fast and who's not. I think Logan Williams is very fast, and this is no accident here for that team to be doing good. I put a lot of effort, put a lot of resources into our team, as we got Grattan looking to take that last transfer spot away from Fitzwater. And this is no surprise right here to see Stewart have a good run.
Stuart Grattan's going to clear for the time being. Fitzy still right at the back bumper, though. He got the 31 as well of Owen Miles looking to get in on this action. As we're inside 5 laps to go here, Fitzy trying to stick with the 47 of Stuart Grattan. Maybe trying to set up maybe a last-second move, perhaps. He's maybe gained a little bit there through turns 3 and 4. Doing a good job of just trying to stick with the 47, trying a wider line there through turns 1 and 2. Might have gone a little bit too wide, though, as Stuart Grattan's trying to pull away a little bit, and now he's going to be under fire from the 31 of Owen Miles.
Outside lane in 1 to 2 can work if you have the color to do it. And also, if you go too wide or if the color is too tight, it doesn't really work out. You have to have the perfect color, but it can work on the outside lane. But that might have been exactly what Stuart Grattan wanted as he's pulling away. Owen Miles trying to get there to Zachary Fitzwater. And unfortunately, Caleb, you might have 2 of the 3 drivers in the LCQ. But meanwhile, back up for a dominating performance from Logan Williams, a 2+ second lead. Keep in mind, it's only a 15, maybe 16-second lap time here, so that's a huge gap at Langley Speedway. And Logan Williams is going to make it 2 for 2 for pole winners. Logan Williams will win heat race number 2, and then Bradley Williams will be in 2nd. Jordan Stout will be in 3rd, and Stuart Grattan will get the 4th and final transfer spot.
You love to see it. You love to see it. I'm glad Logan had a good run there, and I think that's going to be a sign for the rest of the season for us here at Front Row Motorsports. So, we're glad to see Logan in that great Culver scheme get the job done here in heat number 2.
Oh yeah, a great one from Logan Williams. A great one from Stuart Grattan. They definitely had a long one car, and we have to wait and see if that can transfer into the feature where he will have to start in, I want to say, the 14th position since he finished 4th here in heat number 2. Well, heat number 2 was definitely a lot more calmer than what we saw in heat number 1. Caleb can vouch for me for that, but what's the final thoughts of heat race number 2, and what are you looking forward here in these next 2 heat races?
I'm hoping that we see a pass for the lead. I think what we're seeing really, and hey, not to knock these races, I think what we're seeing is some of the best drivers are already starting on the pole in these races. Joe Rutkowski and Logan Williams, they were 2nd and 3rd in the points last year, so no surprise to see them run well here. I think once we get all the good drivers to start up front in the feature, we're going to have a very competitive race. I mean, just look at what Stuart Grattan did. That's a driver who's going to be competitive this season, and he worked his way through to get around Fitzwater, and he made that look pretty easy. And we'll have to see. I think as we get to these second heats, and even in the LCQ, I think we're going to see ourselves some passes for the race lead, some more competitive racing. I just think Logan Williams is that good. I expect Logan Williams to be that good, being my driver there at Front Row Motorsports. So glad to see that here in heat number 1. Heat number 2, excuse me.
Definitely an interesting heat 2 here. And yeah, I got to agree with Alex. I think once we kind of start getting into the ladder and really start getting a lot of these established competitive drivers out on the same track, I think it'll really start to get competitive. Maybe see a lot more passing for the race lead, but still, even here in these heats, seeing a lot of shuffling going on throughout the field. Like you said, just look at Stuart Grattan going from shotgun on the field to into the field, finishing there in the 4th position. So good stuff there for him. I have to see how he does in the feature race. Definitely looks like he's got a fast car. Fortunately, it didn't really seem like Fitzwater really had the long run speed to compare with Grattan, so he will have to try and make his way in through the LCQ as well. But hey, sometimes that's just the way the cards fall here, and still got another chance to make it in the main race, but we'll just have to wait and see how things all go down. But congratulations to Williams, Ream, Stout, and Grattan for making it into the feature race the easy way. Have to see how their speed translates into the main event.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, a fun heat race number 2, and let's not waste any more time. Let's get to heat race number 3 here at Langley Speedway. Welcome back to heat race number 3 for the 2025 Powerade Clash, and we've seen 2 totally different heat races. Heat 1 was definitely the more crazier one of the 2, and then heat race 1 was a little bit more calm, but we did have a late race pass for the transfer spot. And we have to wait and see what happens in heat number 3. I think this could be the more competitive one of what we've seen so far. We got Trey Barlow on the pole, and the number 24 making the move from the 41 of Straws Racing to the 24 of Hendrick Motorsports. No, Clifton returns to the number 99, and Abel is back on the number 11 for Jokers Racing after a season away. We got the number 16 of Eric Monaco. We got the number 1 of BB Ruiz, who was at the 5 of Hendrick Motorsports, now at the number 1 of Trackhouse for his 2nd season. We got the ARCA the Amstel Cup Series champion of Ron Kennington in the number 19 back in the second season. And then the 3 rookies, we got Nicholas Sanwadillo replacing Josh Williamson, the defending championship winning car in the number 77. And then we got Duncan Wood in the number 8, and Abel's previous wide. And then we got Duncan Halverston in the number 15 for Rec Rail Racing. A more competitive heat race here. First Caleb, and now Studio 3 will win heat race number 3.
Well, we've seen the pole sitter win the first 2 heats, but you know what? I think we might potentially change things up this time around. Give me the 54 of Nick Lopez to get it done here in heat number 3.
I'm going to go ahead and pick a driver who I know very well. And maybe a little bit of a stretch to win, but I think he's definitely going to advance. Let me go ahead and pick Nicholas Sanwadillo, winningest driver over on AG, the channel, making his first Cup start here tonight. He's another guy to watch out for in this championship as we roll out throughout the season here.
Oh yeah,
without doubt. Nick Lopez. He's not even in the seat. I was trying to say I meant the 11.
Aaron Abel.
Aaron Abel.
Yeah.
I saw the Interstate Batteries car and got confused.
Here we go, Trey Ball and Noah Clifton will lead us to the green. Heat race number 3 is underway. Ball with a great jump on Noah Clifton, and Abel with a dive in 1 and 2. Sanwadillo almost turns BB Ruiz off of turn number 2. And now he's gonna send it. Oh, Ruiz.
He's ready.
Oh my goodness, Sanwadillo. Oh my.
He is ready.
Oh, no.
That's not going to be a caution. They're going to keep going right there. Well, he hasn't making any friends early on here, that's for sure.
Sanwadillo's first Cup start. He's done ARCA the last 2 years, but first Cup start, and he's always made some rivals here in the crowd. Oh, yeah, come on, go.
No, it might happen again. Oh, boy.
And that's perfect for Sanwadillo. He didn't even have to get into anyone that time around, but he's going to find himself in a transfer position right here in just a moment. And he's going to look for third here on the 99 as well. Very aggressive going into the corners for Nicholas. He is ready to make it into this feature event and get himself a win right off the bat. But got ourselves Trey Bartow leading this field, and that's another guy who has raced a long time. A lot of wins on my channel, a lot of wins on your channel too. Actually, 1 win. I could have sworn you would have had more on your channel, Nathan.
Yeah, his only wins so far came in the Powerade 4 at Daytona last season, but I feel like he could get some more. He was very consistent last season. And once again, whoever is on pole ends up being possibly the fastest car in these heat races. But Aaron Abel sticking with him, only a second gap between Bartow and Aaron Abel. I'm very interested on what Aaron Abel can do here this season. And how about Duncan Halverston from shotgun in the field from 9th to 4th? Now is currently in on that number 9 of on lap 8 of 25. How about that for Rec Rail Racing?
A lot of these guys coming from the back of the field to the front, and definitely a lot of calamity here early on in the going. But looks like everyone is still kind of a part of this battle, except for the 19 of Ron Kennington, who kind of fell back a little bit there after getting one of the walls. So tough break there early on for him, but you still got the 1. Let's see, BB Ruiz still in this battle, trying to maybe fight his way back through the field. But right now, yeah, you've got the number 15, Duncan Halverston, currently with the final transfer spot. Good stuff there for him. Have to see if he can maybe hold on to it.
Impressive 1 from Duncan Halverston and number 15, one of the development drivers for Aaron Williams, and he might challenge for the 3rd place spot in this heat and trying to make Sanwadillo on the bumper, but right on the edge. And Caleb, that's not what you want to see. You already got the first 2 drives of Matthews and Fitzwater in that LCQ. Sanwadillo's the last shot at making it in the easy way, but Halverston is just trying to take 3rd away, and it looks like he's going to do it off turn number 4.
And this is definitely a great run for this rookie driver of Halverston. But Andrew Williams is behind this driver, which is not a surprise. And we saw Andrew's brother, Logan, go out there and just dominate that last heat. Williams brothers know what they're doing in terms of the ratings, and it's not a surprise to see that driver go up against Nicholas Sanwadillo. Sanwadillo's got to be careful here. It's Eric Monaco there right behind him. And Monaco absolutely would love to get into this, and he's another driver who's been in Rating Series. He knows what he's doing as well. A lot of great drivers up front here, but it's still Trey Barger leading this field. He doesn't have quite the lead that Williams did the last heat. Aaron Abel trying to close in and maybe have a shot at this win. But as we saw, in the back of the field right here, you can definitely make a pass on a driver ahead of you if you have a better race car, and that's great to see here at Langley Speedway.
Still trying to just hang with the 15 of Addlestone right now. He's got a little bit of breathing room back there to the 16 of Eric Monaco, but definitely wants to try to be careful. He just needs to hold on for a little while longer, but he slips a little bit wide there through 1 and 2. It looks like he's going to be able to get the run off right there, but Monaco, he's hooking that bottom really well there, trying to close into the 77. This could definitely get interesting here as we close into the finish of this one.
It is not over yet. We saw in heat race number 2, we had a very late race pass for the final transfer spot with Glenn and I forget who it was. Fitzwater. Yeah.
It was Fitzy.
So who knows? We might see another one. And Abel still trying to catch up with the number 24 of Trey Barlow. And Barlow's another driver that had a very strong and consistent season last year at Stroud Racing, and he might win from the pole once again, but it's going to be close if he gets his final spot. Monaco trying the outside lane. He's trying, but we only have 5 laps to go in heat race number 3.
And we're going to have to see here if Monaco can close in. It looks like everyone's kind of solidified their positions at this point. And, looking ahead to the feature, and even the LCQ, it's going to be fascinating to see a longer race play out here and see if the tire wear affects these guys. But looking good. Oh, San Media's a little wide, though. That's not looking too good for the 77, and that right there is exactly what I was just saying. How will these guys react to the tire wear on this racetrack? It's a very flat racetrack. You need to have good tires. If you don't have them, lose the grip going into the corner. We've seen that happen to a lot of these guys so far tonight. Monaco still has a chance right here, and I know he wants to get it ahead of San Medeo.
Closing in, San Medeo trying his best to try and keep him at bay. 2 to go, coming with a white flag this time by. You also got the 8 of Duncan Ward. Been quietly kind of picking his way through the field here over the course of the race, but I don't really know if he's going to have enough time to get up to these guys. But here we go. White flag in the air. Can San Medeo hang on to that last transfer spot?
Looking really good for Trey Barlow in the number 24. He's going to win once again from the pole in the heat races. And Abel is going to get second. Halverson is going to get third, and San Medeo is going to barely hang on to the 4th and 5 transfer spot. At least you have one driver in the feature there. Caleb and Monaco, Ward, Clifton, Ruiz, and Kennington, who once again has the Cup Series bad luck from last season carrying over to this season already, as he finishes dead last, and he's going to have a long road ahead in the LCQ.
We got one. At least we got one. We still got the LCQ coming up, but nice to see San Medeo making it in there through the easy leg. Good stuff there for him.
Whew. A chaotic start, and that's kind of what we saw in the first heat race, but we got a couple drives almost on each other, and it is a short track. We are expected to see some short track tempers, and gotta get him out here tonight before we get to Daytona for Speed Weeks here in a couple of days. Trey Barlow with another win, and we could have a very competitive feature here tonight with guys like Logan Williams, Trey Barlow, and Joe Kelsey starting 1, 2, 3. You cannot count on Abel. He looked strong there late. And how about that Rick Roll Racing number 15 of Duncan Halverson? Rick Roll Racing struggled last year. They were 35th and 36th in points. But new owner Brad Perez, and definitely got some more speed in that Rick Roll team. And Duncan Halverson is going to be in the feature, and of course San Medeo, Mr. Edge, able to hang on for the final spot. And then Monaco, Duncan Wood, Clifton, and Perez, and Kennington will all go to the LCQ. A tough one for Elijah Leonard's team and Trackhouse. Both cars are going to be in the LCQ. But let's go ahead and get to the 4th and final heat race here tonight. And then let's go to the LCQ here for the Powerade Clash in 2025. 3 heat races down, only 1 heat race remains, and only 4 more free spots into the feature event later on tonight. It is heat race number 4, and I think once again, this one could be wide open for those final 4 freebie spots into the feature. We got Matthew Burnett, who moved on from the number 9 of Hinton Motorsports to the number 20 of Joker's Racing. Burnett, Hinton Motorsports last year was iffy, but Burnett still made it into the chase. So I'm very looking forward to what he can do. And of course, he won the AMSOIL E-Series Championship this past winter. And then Nick Lopez returns in the number 54. Won some big races last year, Talladega and Darlington. Justin Seidel was at Front Motorsports last season. Moved on to another 14 of Team Penske. And then the number 5 of Matthew Hubert moved on from the 23 of 2311 Racing, and now the number 5 of Hendrick. And the number 6 of Anthony Hernandez stayed at his team. And then the number 17, this is a big one that I'm very interested in. Kyler Sussride, the number 17, was at the number 24 of Hendrick. And now this ride last year finished top 3 in points with Logan Williams. And then the 3 rookies in this one, we got Kenneth Miller in the number 4, Local Dorn in the number 3, and then Wyatt Wilkinson in the number 51. Here we go, 4th and final heat race, and then we have the 50 lap LCQ. Caleb and then Alex, who do think will win heat race number 4.
Well, I might have accidentally announced it one race early, but I'm going to take the number 54 of Nick Lopez to get it done here in heat number 4. Had a pretty quiet but strong season last year. Definitely has some potential. I have to see what he can do here in this race, and looking forward to see what he can do in the season.
And he's going with Nick Lopez twice in a row. He's very confident in him. Hey, I'm going to go with the guy who drove for me last year, and I'm, a little disappointed he didn't return to Front Row Motorsports, but definitely wish him the best success there at Team Penske. Going with Justin Seidel there, starting 3rd. I think he'll be the only driver to win a heat, not from the pole here tonight.
We have to wait and see. It's been 3 for 3 for drivers on the pole, starting on pole that won the heat races. Heat race number 4 is green. Here at Langley Speedway, a great jump from Matthew Burnett. He one's a little bit wide. Seidel might get to the inside. Gonna get to the inside of the 54 here in 3 and 4. And he's gonna maybe door slam the 54 a little bit. Seidel really wants that 2nd place spot. And looks like he's gonna get it here in 3 and 4. Rather than 1 and 2. Got my turns backwards. It's been a long day as of me recording this. Seidel up to the 2nd place spot in the number 2.
The interesting thing is Nick Lopez got right to the inside. And this is actually the first time we've seen the 2nd place driver get right in line. And Lopez is actually looking for 2nd there on Justin Seidel. That 54 looks really quick here tonight. But I think what we're seeing, it's not necessarily that whoever starts on pole is the fastest car, but they keep battling for 2nd place at the beginning of these races, and it allows, especially at the start of the race, the pole sitter to just pull right away, and then as the race goes on, a little bit hard to make up a 7/10 of a second gap. So we'll have to see if Hubert or Lopez can close in. Seidel slipping back right there. He's the last driver in right now. I might have jinxed my guy there, Justin. And we got the 51 machine moving his way on that inside lane. How about Wyatt Wilkinson from the last starting position?
They're going side by side though behind Justin, but he's going to slip a little bit wide there as Wyatt Wilkinson gets clear of the 4 car. Wilkinson doing a good job here early on, making their way through the field, and now looking to try and get down to the inside of Seidel, looking to put themselves into the field. Gonna go side by side there through turns 1 and 2. Seidel trying to hook the top side. Wilkinson doing a good job of hooking the bottom low. Gonna sail it off there into 3 and 4. Seidel with a decent run there off the corner, but Wilkinson still kind of peeking ahead, and it looks like Wilkinson's going to clear there, going through 1 and 2. So move Wyatt Wilkinson up into the transfer spots at the moment, and now Seidel's going to be under fire there from the 3 car of Rogel Dorn, who's done a good job so far making his way through the field. This is going to be a driver that's going to be really fun to watch this season, and making his name shown early on in the going here.
Oh yeah, I think we have a very strong rookie class. We have 9 of them, and I think about 4 or maybe 5 of them could be a realistic championship threat here this season, and one of them could be Local Dawn. Another thing is too about these winning series, and just gonna give a shout out to Rick Will Racing. Halverson started 9th in heat race number 3 and finished in 3rd, and then Wyatt Wilkinson started 9th and up to 4th, but now getting challenged by Local Dawn, 2 rookies.
Look at this.
Trying to battle for the final transfer spot. Slide job for Local Dawn, not quite, but he's gonna clear anyway. Local Dawn to the 4th and final transfer spot.
And Rogal Dorrance a 4-time winner in the Wassup Cup Series, so to your point, Nathan, he knows what he's doing. Great to see him here in the JBL Cup Series. I think he's actually going to have a pretty solid year. Seidel's going for it there on Wilkinson. Now Seidel, last driver out, looking to get a good starting position for the LCQ. But Rogal Dorn may actually get up to 2nd by the time this race is done. I think he's too far behind to get to Matthew Burnett, but he has a very quick car. And his team owner is Leonard Kochmer as well, a driver who finished 2nd in the Turkey Hill Truck Series Championship. So that team, that driver, may actually be the championship favorite, if we're being honest.
Oh yeah,
Definitely could be.
There's definitely a lot of strong rookies this season. Like Stuart Brown, same with deal, Local Dawn, even Duncan Wood could be a sleeper. And same with deal, I think I always said same deal. But there's a lot of great rookies. And they might be rookies to the JBL Cup Series, but most of them are not rookies to the Reign Series. And it's going to be very interesting all season long. And it's going to be very interesting. I think I was missed this, but I mentioned at the top of the show that for the Clash and the preseason form, every owner and full-time driver did the preseason reign. So it's going to be very interesting on how competitive the season will be for season number 6.
That's more than what we had in the Wassup Cup Series. Though we only had a couple miss in that regard. So, hey, I'm definitely intrigued to see how it goes here on the JBL side. And you got some guys who are not in the Wassup Cup Series, but some guys who are, who are doing both simultaneously. Matthew Burnett is not one of those in the Wassup Cup Series, and look at what he's doing right now. This is the largest lead we have seen anyone have so far here tonight in any of these heat races, and I think it'll be interesting once we actually get more cars on track. May get some cautions, may get some restarts, but these heat races have really benefited the pole sitters so far. And Matthew Burnett looking to get this Heat 4 win.
He is absolutely on rails right now, and it's not even that they're battling behind him. He's just pulling away. Nick Lopez is also kind of pulling away a little bit there from the 3rd position car of Matthew Hubert, but yeah, Burnett is just absolutely gone at the moment. You see Burnett there in turn 3 and 4 while these guys are still going down the back straightaway. He's got an absolutely huge lead right now. But looking further on back here, Rogal Dorn right now sitting pretty comfortably right now in that final transfer spot, but we've seen through these heats so far, it's not over until it's over.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. We saw it once, we saw it almost twice. And Seidel is trying to get there to Local Dawn. If he doesn't get up to Local Dawn, he's still going to start 4th in the LCQ, which is a great position to be based off of what we've seen here tonight. But shout out to Joe Gibbs Racing. Last year they kind of struggled, but it looks like they're going to get 3 out of 4 cars locked into the feature. Nick Lopez might be another strong driver. He's the only guy that has started 2nd to not drop back to 7th or 8th here tonight. But Matthew Burnett, possibly the easiest win and the most dominating win in these heat races. He's kind of a massive gap, almost 2.5 seconds, and he will win the heat race, and the poster will win all 4 of them. And then it will be Nick Lopez, Matthew Hubert, and Local Dawn hanging on for the final 3 transfer spots. Seidel, Wilkinson, Sustry, Miller, and then the 6 round out the field. Well, a caution-free heat race for all 4 of them. A couple of them were close of getting some cautions, but not quite. Feel like we could see some maybe wilder stuff for the LCQ, especially because that's going to be very interesting. Due to the fact that only the top 4 make it, and then there's 2 pull-ups based off of last year's point standings that we will take a look at in post. But a interesting heat race for that one, and an interesting Ford. What do you guys think we will see in the LCQ, knowing that we have 20 cars going for only 4 spots?
I think with more cars on track, I think we're going to have ourselves a little bit more of a wild race. And, what I want to see is a restart in one of these races and really see if the leader can hold on there. Because that's when things I think will get interesting and you get a single file restart here on this track. Those double file starts really benefit the pole sitter because, like I said, those guys battle for second and they lose a lot of time going side by side here at Langley. And because of that, that leader can just pull right away. Now, Burnett clearly had a faster car. It's going to be fun to see all these fast cars racing against each other, like Burnett, like Logan Williams, like Trey Bartow and Joe Rutkowski, all who dominated their heats. Those 4 going after it up front, I think, is going to be really good because those are 4 of the best drivers we got. Obviously, they're all finished well up in the points last season, but I think it's going to get pretty good from here on out. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this LCQ and then feature event.
Definitely got to agree with that. I think it's going to be. I think it's just going to get better and better here as it goes on. Not to say the heats were bad or anything, but yeah, definitely still saw a lot of action here, and yeah, I think we're definitely going to see some more in the LCQ and the feature event because we got longer distances. The stakes are going to be higher. Going to be a lot of fun. Definitely going to be interesting to see all these established strong cars here tonight fighting for the win. But I guess before we get to the feature, we'll have to see who will be fighting in the feature through the LCQ. So that should definitely be a lot of fun to watch.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. 20 drivers going for 4 spots, and then from everyone else from 5th to 20th, they will have to hope and pray that they finish high enough in points last season to get the 2 provisionals. And unfortunately for some of the rookies, like Duncan Wood, Varga, Giacomo, and then Wilkinson and Kenneth Miller, they have to finish top 4 because they did not gain points last season. So it's going to get very interesting here. And let's go ahead and jump straight into the LCQ for the 2025 Powerade Clash. 4 heat races down, 1 last chance qualifier remains. 50 laps on tap, and 20 drivers are going to fight for the final 4 spots the easy way into the feature race. And then, of course, 2 provos for the 2 highest in points from last season that did not make it in. But all these drivers want to make it in the easy way, and that is, once again, finishing top 4. But we have a lot more drivers, 20 in this one, and there could be some good drivers that I think have speed, that start in the middle to the back part of the field. What do you guys think we will see here in the LCQ, knowing that this is their last chance at making it into the 75 lap feature later tonight?
I think we will finally see some wrecks here tonight. And I say that because, you got twice as many cars in the field. We saw a lot of moments in the heats. Actually, almost saw a wreck in the last heat, I do believe, where they overshoot that corner, going 3 wide, and there's a lot of great battling in the back. We may even see it up front. It is possible, so we'll see how that ends up shaking out. But it's going to be a lot more aggressive than what we've seen up to this point, and it's only going to get better from here.
Definitely going to have to agree with Alex there. I think, it's the LCQ. The stakes are a lot higher here in this one, and I think these guys are definitely going to get a lot more aggressive now that this is pretty much their last chance to make it into the feature event. So, yeah, I think we could definitely see some wrecks potentially here in this event, but I think we can definitely expect some great racing in this as well. To see if we can maybe see some passing up towards the front of the field. We'll just have to wait and see how it all goes down.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. It's been interesting here tonight. We've seen passing for a 4th on back in the heat races, but the top 3 have been gone, but I feel like we might have some stronger cars starting in the middle to the back half of the field here in this one. And here are the 20 drivers in said LCQ. We got John Andrews on the pole, and then Zachary Fitzwater in 2nd, Eric Margot in 3rd, Tristan Zeidel in 4th, Dylan Matthews in 5th, Owen Miles in 6th, Duncan Wood in 7th, and Wyatt Wilkinson in 8th. Alexander Lowe is in 9th, and Travis Crampton in 10th. And then we got Noah Clifton in 11th, and Kyle Susswine in 12th. We got the number... Who is that? The number 12 of Alexander Vitale, and 13th, and Eli Bright starting 14th. And 15th, we got BB of Reds, and then Kenneth Miller. We got Brian Varga and the number 14, and then the number 10 of Bruno Giacomo. And then on the last row on the grid, so shotgun in the LCQ, it is Ronald Kennington and Anthony Hernandez in the number 6 machine. Well, 50 laps on tap, $20, 4 make it in the easy way, and then 2 more from the Polos. Who do you guys think will win the LCQ?
I'm going to go ahead and pick John Andrews to win. I think the pole sitter has had the advantage in a lot of these races, and I know it's not a good thing to pick your own driver, but I want to see him do it, and I think he will here tonight.
I don't want to accidentally potentially jinx one of my drivers, so give me the number 8 of Duncan Ward. He was making a lot of good moves throughout his duel, just kind of ran out of time there. I think he could potentially get it done here in the LCQ.
Back couple pits. Here we go. Last chance qualifier is underway, and a great jump from John Andrews in the number 34 goes up to the top side. Oh no, DeMaffey goes sideways.
Oh boy.
They are scouting all over the place, and the caution is out from that.
Oh, that's 4 wide.
And
That's not gonna
DeMaffey
work.
goes around again.
Goodness.
Well, you didn't even have to pick your driver, Caleb, and still got jinxed.
Oh my!
boy.
Oh no! And the 51
Wyatt
is
Wilkinson. Well, what was I saying? What was I saying? We're gonna have our first wreck of the night. Well, there it was.
Kind of surprised of that being the case, of that being a caution, but Dylan Matthews got spun not once, not twice, but I think 3 times in 1 lap. Tough way for Dylan Matthews, and not gonna be a result that she wanted here tonight. What happened to the 51? I don't know what happened to the 51 of what Wilkinson, but Tough Boy had a lot of speed in his heat race, but he's gonna have to restart in the back of the field. Let's go and see what happened. But bring out the first caution of the night and the first caution of the season here for the Powerade Clash. Well, this is a short track, and we got some short track tempers here early on lap number 1 in this LCQ. Duncan Ward just turns Dylan Matthews and then gets into Owen Miles, gets into the 51 of Wyatt Wilkinson, and somehow, because the 51 got sideways, I guess, and stopped on the racetrack, the JBL Cup Series officials thought that was good enough for a caution, but I think we would have gotten a caution no matter what, because then everyone scattered and they went twice on 4 wide, and 3 and 4 when 3 wide doesn't even work. Clifton into Rowe into Crampton, and then Dylan Matthews again, second incident off turn 2, and then entering turn number 3, and then it's not over yet. The number 10 and the 19 of Kennington and Giacomo, they make contact here off of turn number 4, and actually it's the 19 and the 6, Hernandez and Kennington, and then Dylan Matthews unfortunately gets involved in 3 incidents in 1 lap here in the start of the at the start of the LCQ. Tough play for Dylan Matthews and tough play for Wyatt Wilkinson, who almost made it in the in the heat race, but can have some damage early on here in this one.
Yeah, Dylan Matthews right at the start of the race too, and Duncan Ward. That's a driver that we see. I know Eddie says that Duncan's very aggressive a lot, but I think that pop right there is what caused the yellow right there for the 51 machine, and then saw the 51 come down the pit lane, and then Dylan Matthews got spun again, and then even a 3rd time as they were coming back to the line right there as Kennington got up into the 6 and then up into Matthews as well. So tough break for Dylan Matthews. She started a lot higher up in this race. It was actually kind of in a transfer spot, but it's going to fall back, and she's got a lot of damage from that incident.
Yeah, a lot of damage, and I'm very unfortunate. Dylan Matthews was in a good starting spot in the 5th position, and actually was in a transfer spot early in turns 1 and 2, and unfortunately has a lot of damage for one of Caleb's Spy Motorsports cars. Let's go ahead and get back to the restart. First one of the night, with John Andrews as the race leader. Welcome back to Langley Speedway after an early caution for, unfortunately, Dylan Matthews in the number 7 machine. And we will go back green on lap number 7 of 50 with our first restart of the night. John Andrews will lead us back to the green with Monaco, Fitzwater and Seidel, the top 4 that would be in as of now. But we have to wait and see what ends up happening. The first single file restart of the night, and we don't know what to expect here on this restart. Andrews with a good jump in the number 34 though, back green on lap 7 of 15.
Oh, he's going wide though. Gotta be careful here. They're gonna be 3 wide for second. How about Seidel in the inside lane of Fitzwater? Monica just tapped the wall right there, and Seidel's going into those guys.
Boy.
Oh boy!
Oh boy!
Man, they were not ready for that. They have just not ready.
And unfortunately, both cautions here in this LCQ is going to get involved both of the drivers, Caleb.
Oh boy! Goodness gracious!
Well, Caleb said that we might see the aggression pick up, and that's exactly what we have seen so far. And Monaco, who was in the 20th spot, is now in 20th position. The big winner of that one, though, is Duncan Wood in the number 8 machine, now inside the top 4. Oh boy. These guys are definitely getting antsy here. They know of what is on the line, but that's probably way too early for that 3-wide melee from Seidel. And a tough way for Zachary Fitzwater in the number 71. And let's go ahead and see what happens to bring out the second caution in the LCQ here at Langley Speedway. And then this will happen on the second caution of the night. 3 wide right after the restart. 3 out of the top 4 went wide, and Seidel made it 3 wide, and 3 wide is a little bit sketchy here in 3 and 4 for whatever reason. And Justin Seidel sends it into turn number 3, and that sends the 71 into the 16 of Eric Monaco. Seidel is going to get this one, or get by this one clean free. And meanwhile, Monaco and Fitzwater are going to go hard into the outside wall. And Monaco is going to be the one that just gets spun around, and that is the reason for the caution. Not too much damage for Fitzwater, but a tough play for Monaco and Fitzwater, who were both inside the top 4 when this crash happened.
You're gonna see here on the restart, you've got 3 wide there going through turns 1 and 2, and Justin Seidel just sending it really hard there into 3 and 4, gonna make contact with the 71, the 16, gonna slam him up into the outside wall. Around goes Monaco, into the wall goes Fitzy, and yeah, really aggressive racing here early on in the going here from the LCQ, and unfortunately, that's gonna send Zachary Fitzwater and Eric Monaco towards the back of the field, so tough break there for them.
A tough play for those 2 drivers. 2 quick cautions early on here in the last chance qualifier. Let's go ahead and get back to another restart with John Andrews still as the race leader here in the last chance qualifier. Welcome back to Langley Speedway, and 2 quick cautions here in the last chance qualifier, and things are getting wild here now in the Powerade Clash. John Andrews is still the race leader with Justin Seidel in 2nd, Duncan Wood is now in 3rd, and Owen Miles is in 4th. And some drivers made their way up inside the top 10, like Alexander Rowe, Eli Bright, and Travis Crampton and Alex Vitali. Fitzwater still inside the top 10. But let's see if we can have a green flag restart here this time. Back green, Johnny Andrews out front. And Seidel with a good restart, but look at Duncan Wood gonna move Seidel out the way. It's gonna do a slide chop in 3 and 4.
Huge send into 3 and 4, but he's gonna make it stick. Big move there from Duncan Ward. And oh, they might go 3 wide though, as Seidel tried to cross back over to the inside, but Noah Clifton was already there. Ward is gonna stay clear for the time being though. Clifton kinda going door to door there with Justin Seidel. Meanwhile, while all these guys are battling though, John Andrews trying to pull away with the race lead, but right now, we are side by side there for the final transfer battle between Eli Bright and Justin Seidel, and they're going to be making contact with each other.
Great stuff at the moment on this restart, and that's what we were kind of hoping for. And with more colors, the battles are intense. But Charlie Andrews, we saw him in the first series, he almost made it into the feature by finishing inside the top 4. He has a strong color, but I think everyone else second on bat all has an equal footing here in this one. And how about Eli Bright? Started 14th in this one, and with some help with the caution, he's up to 3rd, but Zidell might get to the inside, and a battle for the 20th spot between Zidell and Wood. That will go to Zidell, and Zidell might go from 5th to 3rd here on lap 19.
And this is a very good battle for that transfer spot. A very good battle. Zidell's trying to hold on for all it's worth right now. He's actually up to 3rd now. You got Eli Bright on the outside and Duncan Ward in the middle of all this. I believe that's the 4 machine moving his way up. Kenneth Miller started deep in the field here, and now he's on the outside, just on the outside looking in. Get his way, and these guys are overshooting the corner quite a bit. And it is producing some great racing here in the mid-pack. We may have some 3 wide back behind these guys. There was close to it there. They're still keeping it together right now. I like what I'm seeing out front, though, with John Andrews. 1.3 seconds, and it is such an advantage to be a leader here at the Langley Speedway. He's done an excellent job on the restarts and just getting out of this mess, but the battle's been on for a second this whole time as Zidell takes it away from Noah Clifton.
Great run from Justin Zidell, the former driver in this number 2 machine. And Zidell's in as of now, no matter what. He was 3rd and now he's 2nd. And who knows, if you start 1 position higher, that could help you in the feature. No matter what, whoever makes it into the top 4 will have a tough night in the feature going the way up to the front. But Eli Bright is someone that is proving that it is possible. Started 14th, now he's inside the top 4. Now Clifton is going to be on the bubble in the final spot. And how about Kenneth Miller? He is someone that started further back than Eli Bright in this one. Now he's going side by side for the final transfer spot.
Side by side there, Clifton trying to hold it on that outside lane. Kenneth Miller, the hook on the bottom really well. Almost around, goes to 31 miles. He comes back on the track. Just barely misses the 8 of Duncan Ward, who might have been the perpetrator to all that, and Ward's going to kind of cross him over there, get to the inside, and they're going to go side by side, and that kind of jammed everybody up right there. But looks like Ward is going to clear, and up there, it looks like Kenneth Miller is going to clear Noah Clifton there, and he's going to take the final transfer spot away.
At the time being, it's looking really good for John Andrews to get the win in the LCQ. Zidell in 2nd, and then Eli Bright and Kenneth Miller are bumper to bumper for 3rd and 4th, and Clifton still not out of it, trying this outside lane here in 1 and 2, and now to the bottom in 3 and 4. We'll see if some of these guys have anything to say about it. We still have about 21 laps to go here in this LCQ. Here comes Duncan Wood, here comes Sam Vitale, Kennington, and Crampton. A lot of good names just outside of the transfer spot. But with 20 laps to go, and one thing I will say, there is Tyler is about 7/10 to a second by the end of the LCQ, and most definitely for the features. So longer one on the tires, and that might affect these guys. And now Duncan Wood might have a better long run car, and Clifton might be fading here late in this one.
One driver that is not fading is Kenneth Miller, all the way up to 3rd now, trying to close in on Justin for that 2nd spot. Justin was closing in initially once he cleared for 2nd, but that lead is kind of stabilized between John Andrews and Justin Zidell, former teammates at Front Row Motorsports from last year. Duncan Ward trying to close in for this last transfer spot, which is currently held on to by Eli Bright at the moment, but still got a little ways left to go in this LCQ, and you know how good of a driver Duncan Ward is. Might have a shot at closing in on Eli Bright and give him this last spot in. Of course, we also do get those 2 drivers who make it in on last year's points. Who's in position to get that at the moment, Nathan?
I believe some drivers that would be in contention is definitely Eli Bright. Bright was very strong last season, so if he does not make it, he would be in contention. I know Sam Vitale, he was up there in points and made it to the chase last season, so he would be a... I'm almost guaranteed to say that Sam Vitale will get one of those 2 provisionals. Kennington had a rough season, Clifton was decent, Miles was decent. Clampton, he was someone that was fairly solid last season. He could be in contention for that second provisional. So it's going to be interesting on who gets the second one, but I think it's all but guaranteed that San Vitale's going to get that first one with how good he ran last season. But as of now, Duncan Wood is still trying to close in on Eli Bright, but these tires are starting to fall off, and it looks like Eli Bright might have a little bit of a better long-run car than Duncan Wood late in the going.
We were saying earlier, Alex, that the lead had kind of stabilized between Andrews and Seidel, but Seidel's been kind of chipping into that race lead these last couple laps. He's gotten it down. Let's see as I cross this time by. He's gotten it down to around a second from, I think it was about 1.4 a few laps ago, so he's slowly trying to close the gap. We'll have to maybe see if he can get to him before the end of this thing. We'll just have to wait and see, and it's under us. He closed in a lot that last time by. This might not be over up front.
And we'll see. Lap traffic might also come into effect here for John, because closing up to the back of the field right here, I don't know if there's going to be enough time for him to run into him, but I'm wondering if John's anticipating that just a little bit, and that's allowing Justin to close in. But this is definitely the closest we've seen the lead all night long, and I think it's going to get closer to the feature with all these other guys up front in that one who clearly had very fast cars in those heat races.
Oh yeah, and that's one thing that we've not been able to really say, is that this is a 0.4 of a mile short track. It is shorter than New Smyrna of half a mile, so even though we only have 20 cars, we got some damaged cars, and unfortunately the 51 is one of them, and especially in the feature, I think you will also see lap traffic be a factor with being 22 cars. And it's not over quite yet for this LCQ win. Seidel closed in a little bit more last lap, but he lost it that last lap of that time by, and it's not looking good for Seidel at the moment to seal this race win. Great one from Kenneth Miller, one in the third position, who started deep in the field. Same with Eli Bright, he also started deep in the field to make it into the top 4. And I think Duncan's car has fallen off, because he is holding up Kennington, San Vitale, and Noah Clifton back here.
Kind of looks like we might have a pretty clear vision on who's going to make it into the main event through racing their way in. Seidel's closed in a little bit more. He's trying to run a little bit of a higher lane. We'll see how that's working out for him. He's closing in, I think, some more. He's gotten down to 4/10. This might not be over here. This might definitely not be over.
He's finding some grip up there. He is definitely finding some grip up there as these tires wear out. Will he have anything for Andrews is a totally different question, but he is definitely closing in. He is definitely faster with 3 laps to go here in this LCQ.
This is the thing, the tires are really old, about, I want to say 3/4 of a second to maybe a second, and maybe that second lane is working for Seidel late. He's in no matter what, but does he have a shot to steal the LCQ win from his former teammate at Fort Ramos? Was Seidel going to run a lane higher? The top 4 basically locked in, but who's going to win the LCQ, Seidel or John Andrews? Seidel going to run a lane higher, trying to build up the momentum. He's going to have to send it in 3 and 4. He's going to try, but not quite. A good one from Seidel. He's going to be in, but John Andrews will win the LCQ. Seidel in second, Kenneth Miller in third, and Eli Bright is going to barely make it in the 4th position.
That was a good race there at the end, and it's possible. It's definitely possible, especially once we get to that feature event. It's a tough place to make it pass, but it's definitely possible. And we'll have to see what Joe Rakowski does starting from the pole position right there.
Well, unfortunately, Caleb, Fitzgerald is not going to be in. He apparently blew up a camshaft at some point.
He might have gotten taken out from the accident.
He might have. We've not looked at the crashes yet, because the scoring ticket we had to do at the end, but terribly for Fitzwater, he was the guy that needed to finish in the top 4, because he finished dead last in points last season, and he's not going to make it into the clash. What a exciting LCQ right there. Definitely a lot better than what we've seen so far tonight. Only 0.3 of a second difference between Seidel and Andrews. And that might be a sneak peek of what we might see at the end of the feature. Is it going to be about a second late in the race? And if you save yourself early, you could have a shot late. But congratulations to Andrew, Seidel, Miller, and Bright on making it into the main feature. And while Caleb and Alex give the final thoughts of the LCQ, I'm going to try and figure out on who should get the two promos here.
It's going to be a fun race. No doubt about it. We'll see who gets in, of course, with all the other drivers from last year's points, but I'm definitely excited to see who gets the job done. I think Joe Rakowski has a good shot based on what we've seen with all these guys getting the pole sitter, or the pole sitters getting the advantage, I should say, but we'll have to see. It's going to be a lot of fun here.
Definitely going to be a lot of fun, and yeah, this LCQ definitely proved a lot. It's had a lot of great racing, and Seidel definitely gave John Andrews a run for his money there towards the end, so we definitely could see some action up towards the front of the field. We'll just have to wait and see how everything goes down, but really looking forward to the future race. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I think we're going to see a lot of competition in there.
Oh yeah, without doubt. I think the feature will be really competitive, and it is official. As I assume, Alexander Vitali was 8th in the point standings last year, so he is in. And then Eli Boy, he was 9th, but because he got 4th, he is in on that. And it is actually going to go to Noah Clifton, who finished 7th here. So it'll be Alexander Vitali and Noah Clifton getting the two provisionals, and those two finished 8th and 10th in points last season. So very good draws right there, and how about that? It's going to be Andrew Seidel, Kenneth Miller, and Eli Blight, and then it will be St. Vitale and Clifton getting the final two poles in the feature race. 22 cars, 75 laps. Gonna be a competitive race here in just a moment. And let's go ahead and get to the feature for the Powerade Clash. 150 laps are in the books here tonight from the 4 heat races and the LCQ. And it is now time for the 75 lap feature here for the main event of the 2025 Powerade Clash to kick off the official start of the 2025 JBL Cup Series and season number 6. We've had a lot of fun here tonight, and a little bit hard to pass, but we saw in the LCQ where a couple of drivers that started in the back were able to get their way up to the front and make it into the show. And we have to wait and see who can do that here in this one. I feel like it can be possibly much more competitive than what we've seen here all night long, especially with the top 4 in this feature. All 4 of the heat winners earlier tonight who won in dominating fashion. But it's going to be fun with 75 laps on tap, and at the end of this race, we're going to see the biggest title we've seen all night. It's going to be a second to maybe 1.25 seconds a tile fall off. So if this thing stays green, or if these guys end up not pinning, which they shouldn't, tile's going to be a factor late, and it's almost like a reverse of what we've seen all night long. You might want to save yourself early on a little if you want to be good in the last 25 laps. What do you guys think will happen here for 75 laps with 22 of the best drivers in the JBL Cup Series this season?
I think we're going to see a lot of what we saw in the LCQ. I think it's going to be pretty wild initially, but if, get a couple wrecks, get a couple restarts, I think it might cycle out, and you want to be the driver that gets the jump on the initial start, essentially. And Joe Rakowski, of course, is in the best position to do that. We've seen the pole sitter win each of these races so far here tonight, so we'll have to see if Joe Rakowski can, in fact, do that in the 43 machine. But it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be the wildest race that we've seen all night long. We had a wild LCQ, so get ready. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Definitely, I think this is going to be a very fun race. Got 75 laps here in the main event, and definitely might see a lot of action here, especially with all these competitive cars out on the racetrack. And something Nathan's kind of brought up a couple times is we could definitely really see some interesting things going on with the tire wear here after 75 laps is all said and done. Going to be really interesting to see how everything shakes out and who will be coming out on top in the end. Definitely can't wait to see who will be coming out on top here after 75 laps.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I think this could be the most crazy race of the night. Got 22 of the best, biggest field, most laps, and got some of the best in the business here in the JBL Cup Series. And we're going to go through the grid, starting with the back of the field here in this one. And it was the two drivers that got the two provos of being the highest two in points that did not make it from the LCQ. We got the number 12 of Alexander Tale, and then the number 99 of Noah Clifton. Those drivers finished 8th and 10th in points respectively. And then we got the number 4 of Kenneth Miller and the number 42 of Eli Bright in row number 10. And then we got the two drivers that finished 1-2 in the LCQ. Zidell almost had them, but not quite. Zidell will start in the 19th position, and then John Anders will start in the 18th, in the 17th position. And then we got two rookies in this row. We got Will Dorn and Nico Samuel. Both of these drivers advanced from 4th in the heats. And the same can be said about Andrew Miller and Steele Graham, both advanced from 4th in the heat races. And then we got the number 15, a great story here with the number 15 of Duncan Halsdale. Last in points this car was, and new ownership, and made it into the feature in a long time. It's the number 5 of Matthew Hubert. And then we got the number 48 of Juan Garcia, the all-time trainer wins leader. He has a shot to get another one here tonight. And then alongside is the number 23 of Jordan Stout. We got 2 out of the 3 Joe Gibbs cars that made it into the feature. We got Aaron Abel in number 11 and Nick Lopez in the number 54. We got the 3rd out of the 4. All 4 Hendrick cars made it into the feature. Great job from Hendrick Motorsports and Reggie Fogelman. We got Jordan Edwards in the number 9 and then Bradley Weem in the number 22. And then we got the 4th heat race winner of Matthew Burnett, starting in the 4th place spot. We got the winner of heat race number 3 of Trey Bottle, starting 3rd. We got the winner of heat race number 2 of Logan Williams, starting 2nd. And then we got the winner of heat race number 1 that kicked off tonight in the top spot. With that being said, 75 laps here tonight for the main event. And, of course, the race winner will have their win count towards the all-time wins list. 75 laps, 22 of the best to get the first official win of Season 6. Caleb and Alex, who do you think will win the Powerade Clash?
Well, he absolutely dominated his heat race, pulling away by, I think, about 2.5 seconds. Honestly, probably looked to be one of the faster cars of the night. Give me the number 20 to get it done here tonight.
I'm going to go ahead and pick the driver alongside him, Trey Bartow there in the 24. I mean, all these guys started on the pole and had advantages, but I think we might finally see a driver who does not start on the pole win this feature event here tonight in the Powerade Clash.
Well, it's been a fantastic night here for the season opener, and it will be Joe Rakowski and Logan Mills leading us to the green. The first race victory is on the line for season 6, and we have green flag racing for the Powerade Clash main event. A great jump from Joe Rakowski, and here comes two people that know each other very well, Trey Barlow and Joe Rakowski, 1-2 here early on in the Powerade Clash, and we'll have to see what these two can do here tonight.
We're just going to have a shot here on the inside. Rakowski, that 43 is not pulling away like we saw these guys do earlier on, and Bart is going to have an opportunity of taking this race lead here. But a nice clean start for these guys, a lot cleaner than what we saw in the LCQ, of course. Definitely a very strong field here tonight. You've got the 9 Machine moving his way there on the inside lane of Logan Williams. Just want to see my guy Logan Williams have a good night here driving for my team. That's Jordan Edwards there moving into the top 3.
Really interesting here in the early stages of this. Joe Rakowski with the race lead, but hasn't really pulled away as much as we've seen from the other races so far tonight. We got Trey Bartow right on the back bumper there. As
Oh no, Juan Garcia!
no! Round goes the 48 and into the wall. See if that
Caution is
brings out a
out.
caution, and it will. Oh, and the 15.
We have some chaos in the background. Oh, we might have some chaos. Same. Oh no! Look, Williams just gets turned.
Oh no!
Oh,
He'll still
my
be able to keep his position,
goodness.
but
Pretty good.
that's not ideal.
I think I saw some chaos in the back on turns 3 and 4, and there is skid marks. I believe I saw. I don't remember who it was, but someone. I think it was the 23 actually, of Torrance South. I remember being a red car. I think he got spun sideways, but because he was back of the field, but no caution. And then Juan Garcia got dumped at the front of the field, and that brought out the caution. And then the number 38, who I think was still trying to sort everything out. I'm not entirely sure what's going on, as the 48 with a hood buckle. I don't know what happened. Might have been a stack-up effect on the caution. And oddly enough, I don't see the. Oh no, never mind. I'm blind. There's the 38.
He got back in position.
Yeah, that's what happened. A great start right there. And I think what you said about Trey Burrow, I think he'll have a solid car. And we have to see if he can challenge. But great one from Jordan Edwards, and unable to get up inside the top 5. But let's go in and get a look and see what happened on the first caution of the night here for the Powerade Clash feature. Here we go with this novel about the caution, but that's what I saw in the background. Kenneth Miller got into the 23 of Jordan South and Halverson nowhere to go, and a huge hit off the ground for the front end of that McDonald's Toyota Camry, and that is what took out the number 23. He's going to be done for the night, and he's going to be feeling that one in the morning. And then back up front, this is what brought out the actual caution. And the 48 of Juan Garcia stood up the racetrack. The 20 of Burnett twice sliding down in between his teammate and the 48. And just got a little bit too close for comfort. And unfortunately ended up turning the number 48 Allied Best Friends Chevy. And a little tap to the outside wall. Nothing like what happened to Jordan Stout. And that's what ended up causing the first caution of the night. And hopefully the only one. But we'll see what ends up happening on the restart.
3 wide here. We've talked about it is kind of treacherous. You're going to see Jordan Stout going to go up the racetrack into the 15, and the hard hit to the outside wall. And then you're going to see here Burnett's going to get into the quarter panel of the 48 of Juan Garcia and is going to spin him into the outside wall. Not too much harm and foul there for the 48 of Garcia. Doesn't look like he has that much damage and won't be able to continue on. But he will be at the back of the field. But now that 15 and the 23 are definitely going to have very significant damage, and I think that's going to put Jordan Stout out of the race. So really tough break there for him, and a little bit of extracurricular activity under caution as Williams got turned sideways, but didn't really hit anything. He's going to be fine. And a little bit of a stacking up there towards the back of the field, which might give a few guys damage, as we saw the 2 of Justin Seidel get a little bit of rear end damage there, and that's where Juan Garcia got his front end damage. So yeah, that's a tough break there for him, going from insult to injury there.
Tough break for Juan Garcia for the all-time channel wins leader, but at least it's a non-point event for that number 48 team. It will be Joe Rukowski leading us back to the green. Let's go ahead and get back to the restart here in the feature event for the Clash. Welcome back to the Powerade Clash feature, and some chaos already there, and it's going to be Joe Rukowski leading us back to the green, followed by his good buddy Trey Barlow right behind him. Jordan Edwards in the 3rd position. Luke Williams got spun, is going to get his 4th place starting spot back. And the Aaron Abel will be still in the 5th position. A chaotic start, and we'll see what ends up happening here on the restart. At the line, it will be still 65 laps to go in the feature race. A pretty even start between the top 6, battling on lap number 11.
Oh, here he comes. He was looking there. Here comes Logan Williams for 3rd. Oh, he almost hooked him into the corner. And that's going to be a bad entry for Joe, and this is going to be good for Logan.
Oh my goodness. And how about Trey Bartow? It was an aggressive move, but it looks like it's going to work out for him. He's going to get down to the inside, and looks like he's going to clear Joe Rutkowski here off of turn 4, and for the first time tonight, we've got ourselves a lead change.
Well, you might as well do that here instead of Daytona next week. What a move from Troy Ball, and here comes Logan Williams with the second, and here comes Jordan Edwards in the number 9. I don't think Joe Rutkowski has as good as the car as he once did in heat wave number 1.
And Jordan Edwards has a good car. Actually, as a matter of fact, that's Bartow's teammate there. Hendrick Motorsports as a whole has a very strong program here tonight, where it's all 4 of their cars made into this feature event. And here comes Jordan Edwards, but Bartow, you can just tell there before that caution came out that he had a very quick car there, and he showed it there. I mean, he almost took Joe out in the process, so I don't know how happy Joe's going to be with that, but you can see right here as these guys go side by side for second that Bartow clearly has an advantage here on these guys. That number 24 is fast.
Still battling going on for second. It looks like Edwards might finally clear the 38 of Logan Williams. Williams is still trying to hang it on the outside, but, well, I was about to say he looks like he might finally see the position, but he's still trying to hang on the quarter panel, but now he's going to pretty much have no choice but to see the position there. To the 9, Jordan Edwards, so move that 9 car up to second, and now Williams is getting into a battle here with a 43 Rutkowski, who's going to get back down to the inside, and behind all these guys, pretty much just got the whole Joe Gibbs Racing Brigade. We got Nick Lopez, we got Matthew Burnett, Aaron Abel, and you see another Hendrick car there not too far behind. You got the number 5 of Matthew Hubert looking to maybe potentially try and make his way through the field, and almost 3 wide there between Grattan, Samadillo, and I believe that was the 21 of Andrew Miller as well. But yeah, these Hendrick cars are proven to be fast so far, as Trey Bartow trying to pull away with the race lead.
Oh man, Joe Rutkowski did a slide job, and Logan's clear himself. Logan's is going to do a slide job from himself, and Bartow might get back to the inside. These two championship contenders from a season ago are pulling slide jobs on each other on a asphalt track, and Rutkowski's going to try and do a 3rd lap in a row, not quite going to get there. Looks like the number 9 might be closing into his teammate a little bit. Never mind, I just staple changed that as he lost a little bit, but yeah, you mentioned that Alice, all 400 cars made it, and 3 out of the 4 Joe Gibbs cars made it into this feature, so some really good programs this year for those 2 teams, and like I said, it's going to be really competitive, I think, throughout the season. Unlike last year, you got Stuart Grant inside the top 10, along with the same deal, the only spotted driver to make it, as Nick Lopez to the inside of Logan Williams for the 4th position, and how about these Toyotas? They're starting to make some moves up to the front.
Yeah, and Logan's not having that good of a run here, unfortunately. He's been slipping back quite a bit. Oh, some good stuff back here. Got Matthew Burnett sliding up. He fell back initially right there, getting around Matthew Hubert. And here comes Stuart Grattan. Remember what Stuart did in his heat race? He actually went just past Fitzwater for that transfer spot. He was very quick there, and he looks to have a very fast car at this moment as well. As you also got Aaron Abel making a move on Logan Williams. Williams is definitely not up to par with some of these guys, so we're going to have to go back to the shop and then figure that out. But
hey, how about this for the LCQ win?
Yeah. John's having a good run. Great to see that John Andrews in the 3014.
Up to the 11th position, and definitely we got passing all over the place here tonight. And unfortunately, the 23 is out. I forgot to look at that. Jordan Stout is out, and then Duncan Halverson is 1 lap down. We got 20 cars on the lead lap. We got fantastic stuff all over the place. These two are still going at it for this 5th place spot. Logan Williams and Aaron Abel. Nick Lopez might have something for Joe Rutkowski here, and he might actually does have something for this 3rd place spot. Edwards starting to close in on Trey Bartow, and you gotta think, this is the longest race of the night. Colorado will be a factor, and for some of these guys, they might want to save their stuff and wait till later on in the 1. And you mentioned Stuart Grant. He was strong late in that first heat race. I believe that was the first heat race. In his heat race, And Stuart Grattan, I think he might be one car that has a bit of a long run car here tonight.
Looking fast as this run goes along. He's gotten past the 20 of Matthew Burnett. Now looking to potentially make a move there on the 38 of Logan Williams. He also got the 5 of Matthew Hubert there. Like I said, we've seen these Hendrick cars are fast so far in this trade, and Hubert definitely does not seem to be an exception as he's mowing his way through the field. Now on the back bumper of the 11 of Aaron Abel, as now Logan Williams is going to fall into the clutches there of the 20 of Matthew Burnett as they're going to go side by side there. Williams definitely kind of falling off, it seems, a little bit as this run goes along, so definitely not what he was really looking for. You got the 77 of Nicholas Samadillo back there as well. He's made his way into the top 10. Considering he started pretty deep in the field, good stuff there for Nicholas. Definitely making a name for himself here early on in this race.
Making a name for himself. His name is Mr. Edge. He's had that name for a long time.
I guess at least making a name for himself here in Nathan stuff.
Oh yeah, Samadillo always has, I believe he has 5 Cup Series wins? Maybe 4? I think 4 actually. 3 or 4 Cup wins.
He has 3 total wins on the channel.
Oh yeah, all of them are in
the
Cup Series. So yeah, 3 wins, all came in the 2023 Cup season, and Samadillo doing a great one. How about Anna Miller main and one inside the top 11, and Logan Williams trying to get back at Burnett. And right now things are starting to settle in. These guys just possibly saving their stuff. They know that we're only halfway through this one, and we're not even close on seeing the Matson Tyler. It's going to be about a second plus, and you want to have a good car for the last 15 laps or so. I think Nate Lopez might have a long one car. He's starting to catch up with Jordan Edwards here.
Yeah, and this 54 looks really quick. He was also pretty quick in his heat race. He was the only driver who started second in his heat race that actually managed to advance on. And he looks to have a very strong car here tonight in that 54. But we're getting to the point, too. You know, the tires are starting to wear out. We're already past halfway here in this feature event. It's going to be hard to make moves on this racetrack here unless we get another caution. And these guys have spread out. Those tires, they wear out. It's hard to get a run on the driver ahead of you and really be able to have any sort of an advantage. So we'll have to see how it ends up shaking out here for Lopez if he has anything for Jordan Edwards ahead of him.
Definitely might, though, but so just as soon as I say that, it goes a little bit wide there through turns 1 and 2, but we kind of saw in the LCQ as the tires really start to wear, the outside really kind of starts to group in a little bit. So we'll see if Nick Lopez might be onto something there, because we saw Zidell kind of rip a lane higher there towards the end of the LCQ and really start tearing in to the lead of John Andrews. So we'll see what Lopez can do. It looks like he might be slowly reeling in the 9. The 9 of Jordan Edwards there. He's gotten the gap to the 9 down to about 2/3 of a second. And meanwhile, though, Trey Bartow trying to pull away with the race lead. He's just about now got 2 seconds to the 9 car. And we'll have to see as this race goes along, and something we definitely might get into here in this one where it's such a longer distance is lap traffic. That could definitely be interesting there.
Yeah, lap traffic, we almost saw it coming into effect in the LCQ. Just didn't have enough time, but I think we might see lap traffic be a factor, and that might slow Trey Barlow down a little bit and allow Jordan Edwards and Nick Lopez to close back in. And I think Nick Lopez did see what Justin Zidell did in the LCQ, and I think we are all up to something where I think the longer the one goes, the outside lane might be better on the older tires. And it's going to be a thing of what Lopez can do if he can keep on getting closer. Edwards is going to block, but he gets tight. I think his car is falling off in that number 9 machine, and I think Lopez just has a better car overall. Less than 30 laps to go here in the feature. And Abel inside the top 5, Burnett in the 6th position. That's 300 cars inside the top 5 or top 6. But hang on, here comes Stuart Grattan. He's up to 7th, and he might get up to the 6th position side by side between Hubert and Grattan.
Yeah, I think Stewart's going to get this here on Matthew Hubert. Great run for Stewart here tonight in this 47 machine. And Bartow's in a good spot, but He's going to close in on the back of the field here.
Oh,
before
no.
the end of this race.
Oh, no.
He's going to have a restart. Oh, no. John, what happened?
John was doing so
Looks
good.
like a mechanical issue.
It's a tire. Tire went down.
Well, that is part of the mechanics of the car. You do need a tire.
Oh, man. Then,
That's not good for Trey Barta because he just lost a huge lead right there.
And the 48, I think we might have had some extra stuff happen on the race back, and now these guys have to sort everything out, and we're gonna have a late race restart here at Langley Speedway. This could get good.
Boy, that's definitely not what Barta wanted to see there.
Not at all. We're gonna sort everything out here, as these guys are still trying to get past the run. I think we look good now, and a tough wait. Oh my goodness.
The wonders of NRAI.
The downside of it being a 4/10 of a mile track, but let's go ahead and see what all unfolded in a nice long move flag one. But we're gonna have a late race shootout here in the feature for the Powerade Clash. Let's see what happened here for the second caution of the night. Here we go. This is what happened to John Andrews. Just Goodyear sometimes fails you, and he popped the tire into turns 3 and 4. Couldn't get down to pit roll in time, and unfortunately stopped on the racetrack. That obviously was going to be a caution. A couple of close calls to ground with a little bit of damage, and then something happened to, I believe, Eli Bright. I think Eli Bright hits the 34. Oh, and that's going to take out the 42. And then the 34 disappears. And then I believe, because Bright was basically done, that's going to cause the 48 of Juan Garcia to continue his bat night, as he hits the 42 right after the start finish line. And I believe that was it for that one. So a tough play for Eli Bright. Destroyed race car, missing a corner panel. And Juan Garcia's night goes from bad to worse. Tough play for those 3 drivers. And that's what brought out the second caution of the night here in the Clash.
So like Nathan said, Goodyear gonna Goodyear sometimes, and the tire goes there on the 34 and can't get it to pit road and can't get it back around, so pretty much has no other choice but to park it on the front straightaway. Caution comes out, and at this point, everyone's just trying to scramble to avoid him. Stuart Gratton's gonna get some damage, and here comes the 42 of Eli Bright. Probably not expecting him, is gonna slam into him, and nowhere there for the 48 of Juan Garcia to go. Tough break there for everyone involved. Eli Bright just innocent bystander and all that. John Andrews as well, just having a mechanical failure at the wrong place at the wrong time. And Juan Garcia, I guess, getting a little bit of insult to injury squared, I guess.
Yeah, it's a tough night for Juan Garcia. I'm very glad that his car has finally gave up on him, and he can just focus on Daytona. Tough wait for all 3 drivers, and let's go ahead and get back to the restart for a 20-lap shootout here in the Clash. It's gonna get good. Will that be the final caution? We just have to wait and see. Welcome back to Langley Speedway, and it's gonna get good. We are gonna have a 20-lap sprint to the finish here. Less than a heat race length here for the feature event. And we got Trey Barlow and Jordan Edwards 1-2, Ned Lopez in 3rd, Joe Wachowski in 4th, and Abel in 5th. And let's see what ends up happening. This restart could play important on who gets the race win here tonight. Jordan Edwards, Trey Barlow, back ring with 20 laps to go in the Powerade Clash feature.
It's a good opportunity for Nick Lopez. Oh, he's just gonna send him.
Oh,
That's not
Jordan
good.
Edwards is gonna come up on Bartow. He's gonna take the leader out. Oh no!
we took them both out. Oh no!
You have got to be kidding me. And that all started because of Nick Lopez. That was not Jordan Edwards' fault. That was all Nick Lopez.
That did not just happen.
Well, did I forget to mention that this is a short track? and that we might see some short track tempers before we get to Daytona. Well, Hindermost might not be happy with Nick Lopez after that one.
If I was Trey Bartow, I'd probably I might pull a Tony Stewart helmet throw.
That was such an unfortunate turn of events there for Bartow. And Lopez saw what Bartow did. Keep in mind, Bartow did that to Rakowski earlier on. Didn't result in an accident, but he ended up getting the other side of that one in that exchange, that's for sure.
One of the downsides, or I guess one of the perks about this track is that there's no inside wall down the back stretch. And that's what happens. Let's go ahead and see what happened for the third caution of the night. Some short track tempers here in the feature. Here we go. This is what my just about a Hindermost was Joe Gibbs wide over here in the JBL Cup Series. Nick Lopez just got under the corner panel of Jordan Edwards, and because there's no inside wall for 3/4 of the racetrack, Jordan Edwards just got into the grass, could not stop. And unfortunately, Trey Bartow saw the 9 and tried avoiding it, but just got clipped by his own teammate. And both the 9 and 24 are going to go hard into the outside wall. And that's going to take both of them out of the 1 and 4 of the race win, as both of them will be reselling in the back of the field. Shouldn't be out because of it being a short track, but a tough break for both the 9 and 24. Some of the fastest cars here tonight get taken out by Nick Lopez. And we might have a spicy pit road and a spicy Discord after that one, but it's short track racing, and that is the new and improved Powerade Clash, and tough play for Bartow and Edwards in that one.
Well, everybody, get your lawn chairs and pull up with the popcorn, because we have got beef. Coming off a 2 here, Nick Lopez is going to clip the 9 of Edwards, and nothing he can really do, just comes back up the racetrack right into your race leader and teammate, Trey Bartow. And goodness gracious, I mean, I gotta give Nick Lopez props for that, I guess, because that was a super coordinated move, I guess, but goodness gracious, yeah, that is definitely going to be a very spicy topic in the Discord after all this is said and done.
Oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Welcome to the new and improved Powerade Clash, and welcome to short track racing to kick off the scene. It will be Nick Lopez and Joe Rakowski leading us back to the green. And it's going to be now a 14-lap shootout here in this one. Will we see that all over again, or will we have a much cleaner restart this time? Let's see what happens, and let's see who wins the Season 6 Powerade Clash here at Langley Speedway. Welcome back to Langley Speedway after that controversial moment down the backstretch. And we will have 14 laps to go here in the Powerade Clash feature, and everything has changed. Nick Lopez is the race leader now. Joe Rakowski in second, and April is in third. Matthew Hubert in fourth, and Logan Williams is inside the top 5. And then the 20 of Burnett and Stuart Brown rounds out the top 7. Let's see what happens on this restart, shall we? 14 laps to go in the feature.
Rakowski has a chance to get back at it here, but Lopez did get off that corner very well right there. Always a little wide, though.
Boy.
Some of the best drivers from last season, and how about Abel? Rakowski goes wide, trying the outside lane, and Abel was sneaky fast in his heat race. He's going to do a slide chop on Joe Rakowski up the racetrack. Here comes Matthew Hubert, and you know, every Hindermost car has gone involved in an accident here tonight except Hubert. And this Coca-Cola machine painted by Kale blows up here in the booth, and he's going to go for third and maybe second on Alan Abel. And then Lopez loves the way he sees behind him. We might have Hubert trying to get some Hindermost revenge on Nick Lopez.
That'd definitely be pretty cool. No bias there, but Matthew Hubert really showing up here late in the going, maybe trying to avenge his fallen Hendrick teammates, but he's up to the second position now, and we'll maybe have to see if he can run down that 54 of Nick Lopez. You got Rakowski and Aaron Abel side by side there for the third position. Logan Williams, looks like his car might be coming back alive here late in the going. He's gotten back past the 20 car, I think. Also got Rogel Dorn there in the 3. How about Rogel Dorn? It's been pretty quiet all race long, but he's showing his face here late in the going. Same for the 21 of Andrew Miller, who's just kind of been hanging out around bottom half of the top 10 throughout the race so far, but really starting to get into the nitty-gritty of it now. Just got a couple of laps to go, and Nick Lopez has got a second lead, 2 to 5 with Matthew Hubert right now.
Definitely looking pretty good for Nick Lopez at the time being. And Nick Lopez, I know Hendrick might not be happy about what Nick Lopez did, but regardless, he's had a fast car all night long. I believe Alex said he was the only driver that started second in a heat that managed to stay in second or third. So that 54 has been fast, and last season he won at Darlington and he won at Talladega. He's trying to get his third JBL Cup Series win, non-points win, but still would be huge for the 54 machine. 4 laps to go. He's just swapping back and forth for this third place spot. And how about Local Dorn might see a top 5 one for the rookie here tonight.
He is definitely good enough to get into that top 5, that's for sure. Logan Williams holding on to a top 5 spot right now. Aaron Abel trying to get around the 43 machine to Joe Rakowski, but Nick Lopez is not going to have a lot of fans in the Hendrick camp at the end of the night. But looks like he might end up getting the race win. Got a 1.5 second lead there on Hubert. Still got a great battle going on back here around the top 5.
My goodness, looking at him to try and get inside Rakowski. He didn't let that happen, and Dorn's gonna try and take that 5th spot away. Fantastic racing all night long from basically 4th on back. And now here comes Ian Miller to the inside of the 38, Dorn to the inside of the 43 possibly. But here we go, final lap is out, and Nick Lopez will take the right in a crazy feature race here for the Powerade Clash. He had the fast car all night long. He won at Darlington, he won at Talladega last season, and in controversial fashion, Nick Lopez, Warren Little, and Joe Gibson Racing will win the Powerade Clash feature at Langley Speedway.
That was a good drive. Maybe outside of spinning Jordan Edwards around. It was a very good drive out of Nick Lopez here tonight, and he earned it. And he's a guy that we're going to watch for a lot this season here in the JBL Cup Series.
Wow. That was a fun race. That was definitely a very good race and a very good foundation to put the rest of the season on. Had honestly just about anything you could ask for. It had action, it had its fair share of chaos, and you know, like I always like to say, action, chaos, and maybe a little bit of sprinkle of controversy to get some storylines going. Man, what a race here, and a great way to start out this season of the JBL Cup Series. Congratulations to Nick Lopez on the win, although maybe some questionable methods to achieve it. Welcome back, Austin Dillon Richmond 2024. But regardless of the fact, like we said, he had a fast car all night, so definitely a good win there for Nick Lopez.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, had one of the strongest Toyotas all night, and definitely, regardless of the outcome there, he was fast all night long. And Nick Lopez, off to a great sophomore start to the JBL Cup Series this year, and I think there's a lot of names that I think we might have to watch out for, and we might have to watch out for Joe Gibbs Racing and Hendrick Motorsports, because both teams look bad fast here tonight. Nick Lopez with the win, Hubert gets second, and Abel was able to get past Joe Rakowski late for third, Rakowski in 4th, and how about the highest rookie here tonight, Local Dorn in a top 5 position, Andrew Miller out of nowhere in a 6th place one, Logan Williams in 7th, Burnett in 8th, Trey Bottle. He still worked his way back inside the top 10 after restarting in like 15th or 17th. So a very fast car still, even with the damage, with it being a short track. Jordan Stuart Grant in 10th. Another good one for another rookie. Jordan Edwards got 11th after that carnage. Sam Deal in 12th. Sam Vitale Started 21st, got 13th, not too bad, for the number 12. Seidel in 14th, and then William in 15th. Penske 13th, 14th, and 15th. Kenneth Miller in 16th, and then Noah Clifton in 17th. Duncan Havelston in 18th. And then unfortunately, Eli Bryant, Juan Garcia, John Andrews, and Jordan Stout all DNF'd here to kick off the Powerade Clash and to kick off Season 6 of the of the JBL Cup Series. And a wild feature. It was a good night. Not the best, but boy, that feature definitely made up for it. What a race. Final thoughts, and what are you guys looking forward to for Daytona next week for Daytona 500 qualifying, the duels, and oh yeah, the Daytona 500.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, as it always is. But, well, we'll have to see. We might have a little rivalry brewing between Joe Gibbs Racing and Hendrick Motorsports after what we saw here tonight. We'll have to see how that progresses as the season goes along. But, hey, Nick Lopez, you know, even though it was a controversial way to win it, he still earned it. And he had a fast car and held it up there, and definitely deserves this race victory here tonight. Great win for Nick Lopez and that whole Joe Gibbs Racing organization.
Definitely going to be fun to watch Nick Lopez here this season and all the other cars that were really, really fast, really, really competitive. It's going to be a very fun season. And yeah, like I said, what a really good way to kick things off. Gives us a good, solid foundation for the rest of the season. Gives us a lot of things to watch out for. Like you said, could maybe see a bit of a rivalry brewing between Joe Gibbs and Hendrick Motorsports and a bunch of other storylines kind of scattered around. Gives us a lot to watch out for as we go on to the season. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can definitely tell you that. But yeah, once again, congratulations to Nick Lopez, and what a race here from the Langley Speedway.
Oh yeah, what a feature race. We'll see it on what this track does next year if it returns. But I think we will probably keep this format because this was a lot of fun. We'll see on what track. I don't know what I want to do. I'm kind of split on wanting to bring back Langley or to kind of have us be a rotation of all kinds of different short tracks that are not really well known. We'll see what ends up happening. But a great job from Nick Lopez and Ryan Little on getting the race win. And we're ready to kick off Season 6. Season 5 was the best, and let's always start off great here for Season number 6. In a few days' time, it will be Daytona 500 qualifying, and then we got the duels, and then on February 16th, I believe, will be the Daytona 500, and if it's anything like last year, hopefully it's not because we put the switchblades on the colors, finally, but it's gonna be wild, and it's gonna be a great Season 6. Thanks for Alex and Kev for joining me all night long for basically 3 hours to do this behind the scenes, and appreciate them sticking with me, and it's gonna be a great Season 6, and we haven't even got to race 1 of the season. Thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Nick Lopez and Joe Gibbs Racing and Ryan Little for winning the Powerade Clash feature, and we will see you guys in just a few short days for Daytona Speed Weeks for the JBL Cup Series. Bye!